Good morning. It's still morning. This is Lindsay. Again, it is it is January 26, 2026, and it is Monday morning, and I once again am going to continue talking about something of which I am kind of getting tired of here. Once again, it has to do with this whole fiasco with involving my kitchen and these repairs, and the fact that these people are monitoring me and trying to lie to me about the fact that there's money involved, and that clearly this has to do with, in my opinion, because I can see and I can discern what's going on by the way these people behave who've been in my house and whatnot, and the way my mother is behaving, and everybody's so mad at me and treating me horribly, especially her, like trying to control me, like they're hiding something. And I do believe that it has to do with some kind of hidden money or trust fund or money. Something's going on. Something clearly involving some kind of money or assets that they're trying to hide from me, or that they've stolen from me, and that they've already been caught, and so now they're all trying to, that explains a lot of why that behavior of that man, that fucking opportunist, liar, whatever, has been, whenever people come back and they keep harassing you and stalking you, he did something. I know that this Valdez character is directly involved with this, having stolen money of mine or trying to get a hold of money of mine. I know now, after seeing his Facebook, that he is a complete fucking liar, and that he's definitely, probably stole money from me. Because as many times as he's been in my house, I leave all my bank documents out here, I'm sure that he has something to do with it. I feel that he does, because he has always had a very financial interest in me, money. He wants to know, he's always wanting to know how much money I have. And he started asking me those questions whenever he first met me, like how much money I had. I was like, oh my God. And that was a big red flag, but I ignored it. So I know that I have a feeling that he was paid to, and I believe I'm right. I know that I might not be right about everything, but I'm quite sure that he was contracted or paid by somebody in my so-called family, on my mother's side, most likely, especially after that probate thing with Alan Baldwin in Kerrville in 2023, because all that fucking probate stuff was so bizarre. I was quite convinced that it was a setup, and I have a friend of mine who went with me to, I guess it was like the very my friend who I had met at the gym, this man who's older than myself, but he's an acquaintance, a friend, who went with me to the probate hearing. I guess it was maybe the first hearing I think it was the very first hearing that he went with me to. One of them, I believe it was the first hearing. And he was also convinced that there was something fishy going on there. He's no dummy, the man is pretty intelligent with that kind of, so he was also convinced that there was something weird about the whole thing. So I'm not making this stuff up. It's like the whole fucking hearing was they were going against me to try to make me look crazy. Meanwhile, I didn't say a fucking word. I never defended myself, and I was being mocked and belittled by that attorney, that Pam King, and then this Melinda Luna, who was like stoic and silent, but I was having to remain silent when there were so many things that I could have said when I was being treated like a fucking fool. And it's humiliating when you know that you're being lied to, and you know that this is a setup, and you're not allowed to say anything in a probate court. It's very insulting, because I felt that my intelligence and my intuition was being completely insulted. But whatever, but that's why I have been fighting for so long, because I want to know the truth, and I demand to know the truth, because anybody, when it comes to probate court and cases and whatnot, and and they claim that there was no will, and they claim this and they claim that. Where's the evidence? How can there be evidence of that when this sibling of mine, this half-sibling Carter, went through the house of Alan way before there was ever any kind of hearing? How can that be possible? How is it a fact that there was no will, and perhaps Alan had a written will that was hidden somewhere in his cabin in Kerrville or his home or whatever? You see, there's just so many things that don't add up, and I have been documenting this. Thankfully, I've been documenting it on YouTube because this is like my testimony, a long, drawn-out testimony of all the targeting that I have gotten since I've been in San Antonio, starting in 2016. Okay, the minute I got here, from the very moment I arrived to San Antonio, Texas, on Canton Street, because I had that will in my possession. I have a feeling that the reason my mother, Kenny Griffith Baldwin, and her sister, Gwen Griffith, are so fucking angry with me and have been doing all this shit, as well as her family, her deceased son, Greg, now, who was my cousin, and Chip. They've all been against me the whole time, and stupid me thinking that, oh, these people are my friends, they're my family, they wouldn't hurt me. No, I was wrong. I was wrong into thinking that these people had my best interest, when in fact, all that they were trying to do from the minute I arrived in San Antonio, without any reason, they were trying to put me in a mental hospital. They had a sheriff show up with documents. I was escorted to a fucking mental hospital by some man named Philip Walker with I-Corps in San Antonio. And I had to fucking fight and claw my way out of that all by myself. Not to mention that the whole fucking case, that whole case in 2016, that guardianship case that they had against me, because of my persistence, myself, without any, I got the thing dismissed from the goddamn courts in San Antonio, okay? I got it dismissed. So they were trying to basically, way back then, label me as being delusional or unstable and all that. Why? Because they already knew, I suspect, that these people knew that there was going to be some money in something that was going to be that was in my name, that they were going to try to withhold from me. Otherwise, why would they have done that? I wasn't doing anything illegal. I wasn't a drug addict. I wasn't an alcoholic. I was not doing anything wrong. Okay, so they had no reason to try to put me in a mental hospital like that. That fucking humiliation. Why would they do that? And what gave them the right to do that? I had done nothing wrong. And it's very, very, very fucking humiliating to know that my own so-called fucking family, which honestly, I've detached myself from these people. I know how they are. This is the kind of thing they've been doing to me my entire life, scapegoating me because of money. Once again, money, okay? Control and money. So I don't have to put up with that shit. At my age, with my experience, and with my expertise and this kind of fucking stuff that's happened to me, as far as my experience, I don't need any of these people, I don't care who they are, to define who I am and to define my intuition or discernment. I don't need their advice. I don't need their criticism anymore. I don't need their manipulations or whatever, when all I have been doing the whole time that has been living my life, doing what I was passionate about, which was going to the fucking gym or exercising and doing what I love to do, and painting here and there and doing my creative music and whatnot. But these people can't and now I don't give a shit about the gym. As long as I can do my workouts or whatever. Fuck the gym. I can't stand that, to be honest with you. Not anymore. It's not really my thing. But, they didn't want me, for whatever reason, anything that I want, whether it be fucking traveling the world or maybe designing, I'm hypothetically speaking, these people were against me 100%. They did not want to see me succeed if it wasn't something that they wanted me to do, right? If it's not something that they wanted me to do, then they couldn't stand to see me prosper. And that's so-called family I'm referring to. My mother, her sister, which whoever these people really are, if they're really related to me or not, which honestly, I question that. I question if these people are related to me, because why would this is what I don't understand about narcissistic people, or I guess I do because I've lived it, but in a way I understand it. But why do people have kids and all that if they don't want them to, why do they want to set them up for failure? What would be the point of having a child unless, well, obviously because it's an act, like in my case, because I was born an unwanted birth, okay, I get that. Yeah, that was made quite obvious to me throughout my life by my narcissistic mother rubbing it in my face throughout my entire life that she hated me or that I was not good enough. But see, my point is that they did not want me to succeed, and they wanted me to fail. They wanted to set me up for failure, rejection, and just basically dismiss me, erase me from society. That's how evil. And this kind of stuff is very, very, it's kind of overt kind of narcissistic abuse where it's not blatant. It's very much, they try to keep it secretive, whereas you, the victim, knows exactly what's going on because it's gaslighting. It's continuous gaslighting and manipulations and little cruel paper cuts that end up being like a huge stab in the, like they all add up. But it starts out, it's like all these things are so blatantly obvious that it's something that they start out with little things to manipulate and confuse you, but it ends up being like it explodes into like a fireball, right? This is a way narcissistic people, it's very Machiavellianism, okay? The evil. And I don't even think that man was evil. He was very intelligent, by the way, the 15th century Renaissance diplomat, Machiavelli, Niccolo Machiavelli. But these people, they use dark psychology against their victims. And my mother, being that my mother was trained in psychology, a psychotherapist, okay, why wouldn't they use these things against me? If she knew all these kinds of methods to fucking gaslight, including her, why wouldn't they do that? And it was punishment. Why were they punishing me when I first got here before Alan died? Because of the will of Lita Bess Griffith. That will that I found, that accidentally found when I was living at her house in Kerrville, in Houston, at Ferndale, 3302 Ferndale. I was living at her house after I had broken my hip in 2013. I had an accident. I fell down. I broke my hip. I had to get surgery. And prior to that, I had not spoken to my mother. In like 2 years or three, at least 2 years, I had not seen her or even talked to her. I didn't need to. I didn't want to. I didn't need to talk to her, and she only lived a couple of blocks away, and I just refused to have anything to do with her because she was so mean, such a bitch to me, basically. And so all of a sudden, here I am, helpless with a fucking broken hip in my apartment, stuck on Elman Street in Houston in 2013, and I couldn't move. I was stuck. I was in severe pain, and I thought I was going to die. I was helpless. And so I had my phone, and I was able to call my mother, and I didn't know who, I shouldn't have called her. I regret having called her, to be honest. I should have just immediately called an ambulance or the emergency 911, but instead, stupid fucking me, I called my mother, of all people, who didn't give a shit, because already, from the minute I called her, she was already punishing me. Like, what's wrong with you? Oh, it's nothing. You'll be okay. Just give it a day. I'm like, no, I think I broke my hip. I can't move. Oh, I'm busy right now. I can't be there for you. I'm sorry. And she said, just wait till tomorrow and call me tomorrow and we'll see. She was so fucking mean to me. I was like, oh my God, this is my mother talking to me like that? Here I am. I just had an emergency and she's talking to me like that. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I was like, but then again, this is how these people are. So I ended up she ended up, because, such a big inconvenience for her, because, what does she care about? Her boyfriend at the time. It was Mark Gordon, right? That's all she's ever cared about, is her fucking status and her boyfriends and the money. So she was involved with Mark Gordon at that time, right? Her boyfriend, one of her many boyfriends. He was an attorney, a real estate attorney. And so I was a big inconvenience to her. The reason she hates me so much is because I interfered with all her romantic relationships, I suspect. Because that's how she is. She saw me as competent. It's like she hates me or jealous of me or something. That's how it feels. She doesn't like me. She's never supported me in anything that I want to do. Ever. 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 And it's like, why the fuck would a mother do that to her own daughter? Unless there's some, why? Why? Unless the reason would be that she had you out of adultery, or that you were unwanted or something, right? What else would make sense? Because if I had a fucking daughter that I wanted and cared about, I would never do that to her. Or compete with my own daughter or whatever. What the fuck is that about? But that's how a lot of these narcissistic people are. They compete with their own kids. They see you as a threat. They're jealous. They're envious. And especially when a marriage gets fucked up or they divorce because of some goddamn addiction of alcoholism or whatever. So they blame the kid. The adult, whether you're a child, you're already labeled. You already have your as a child, you already have your role as a scapegoat. I was a scapegoat, always a fucking scapegoat in that family, always. Mr. Carter Baldwin got babied. Oh, he went to the best private school. He was Mr. Perfect and couldn't do anything wrong, and she doted over him like he was and she still to this day does the same fucking thing. Anything he wants, he gets. She treats him and me? No! She can't fucking stand to be in the same room with me. She gets nervous. She can't look me in the eye. She gets nervous. And it's like, what's wrong with, what did I ever do to her? I never did anything to her to deserve that. I never did anything to her to deserve that. And so it's always been like that. And you have to realize that these people don't change. They already hate you. If your own parents hate you, don't be surprised. You might think it's weird that they hate you. No, it's not. It's not. This stuff is real because I've lived it. And even if they show you any affection, which my mother never fucking hugged me, I would try to hug her and she would push me away. I would try to she couldn't stand. It's like, what's wrong? Why is she so cold towards me? She was and it would hurt me so badly. I was like, this is my mother, and she treats me, it hurt me beyond what you can imagine, to be rejected by your own mother, and then have a father who, he's an alcoholic, but he never was mean, he whatever, I don't think he hated me like my mother did, and maybe he did, and quite frankly, who cares, because I'm an adult, and I'm over it. I've dealt with it, but I'm just saying, the pain of a child going through that, and then never feeling like you're good enough. Nothing you do, it's not good enough. I could have done anything, but it's never good enough. I fucking busted my ass in college. I tried, and then, but she never once said, good job, or, I'm proud of you, or wow, Lindsay, never asked me what I want to do with my life. No, it was always what they want. It's like I was being shoved around and shuffled off to some fucking camp as a child for months, and I hated that shit. It was like going to the military, basically, except for women in Texas. It's like I've always been treated like a fucking object, and it's fucking humiliating. These people are here to finally fix this shit, and they were supposed to be here at 9 o'clock this morning. That's what pisses me off. Is I've been up since fucking 3:30 a.m. today. I got up around 4 and I was on that goddamn treadmill by 5 o'clock. They don't understand that if you tell somebody you're going to be there at a fucking certain time, I was expecting them at 9 o'clock. So I fucking hurried my way through that and almost busted my treadmill's now fucking broken or malfunctioning. So it's like what nobody considers me. I'm just, because I don't look the right way, because I don't have some fucking corporate job, or because I'm not married. I mean, what is it the way people are? That's how people are. And it's like, if you're gonna fucking say you're gonna be somewhere, then fucking be there. You know, this unprofessional shit that these people do. I thought that was them, but maybe that wasn't them. I don't know. There was somebody out there in a goddamn truck honking their horn. These people are supposed to be here between 12 and 1, according to what Kenny said, to finish this kitchen, okay, that they fucked up intentionally, only to repair what they fucked up. Wow, $20,000 to fix something that never needed that much. It doesn't make much sense, does it? No, it's an excuse for them to come into my fucking house and monitor me. And see, that's probably fucking stick hidden cameras in here or something. I don't know. I don't trust anybody at all. And I have good reason is to not trust most people because of the stuff that I've been through and that I've survived and witnessed. But I don't have any credibility. I don't have any friends. I have some acquaintances. No, this is my life. And I've gotten accustomed to it. And I have to fight all the goddamn time just to fucking live my life. As a sovereign person, I have the right to fucking pursue whatever the fuck I want. You know, I didn't choose to be in this fucking prison. I don't want to even be here. I would love to be able to move to a different state or get the fuck out of here and start my life all over again, away from all these toxic fucking people. You know, I hate it. But no one ever gives me the it's all about money. You know, if I had access to what's legally mine, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't fucking be here. I don't want to be here anymore. It's been a fucking nightmare for me in this goddamn neighborhood. Horrible shit that these people have done to me. The horrible way I've been treated, even being nice to people. They treat you like shit here. It's awful. And I'm telling you the goddamn truth. I tried so goddamn hard to be nice to people in the beginning. I was like, what the fuck, or what's wrong? What did I ever do to these people? They don't even know me. They already had me labeled as someone, though. And that's the way people are. So I learned the hard way that, you know what? It's them. They've got a goddamn chip on their shoulder, and it doesn't have anything to fucking do with me because I don't even know these goddamn people. They treated me like shit at the fucking gym. They laughed at me. They mocked me. They insulted me. They degraded me. They exploited me for 10 goddamn years of that shit at Gold's Gym. Almost 10 years of that bullshit gang stalking and crap. You can't imagine the humiliation that I had to go through. But I got over it. I'm over it now. But I'm just saying that people are not nice. Don't think that people are your friend just because they smile in your fucking face or that they give you a compliment. It's usually some goddamn backhanded compliment anyway. Most people are full of shit. They lie. They steal. They don't care about you. It's all about hedonistic people that just want what's best for them. They don't give a fuck about people here in this city or in this nation anymore. You notice why? Why is that? Could it be the fact that the fucking borders are so fucking, you know, that everybody comes over here expecting a handout without doing the fucking work? You see how easy it is? I'm not your fucking slave. I'm not anybody's slave or doormat. I'm not, and I will not be. I'm not here to be a goddamn servant or slave to someone else's so they can fucking line their pockets with my goddamn sweat and work. Making a fucking laughing at me in my house, filming me illegally, the shit that they've done, sexually abusing me or exploiting me, which I've survived as well. Trying to get you all drugged up or something so they can take advantage or get you to drink, you know, so you act a fool. This is what people want to do so that they can exploit you. The things that are done to people who are vulnerable. When you look vulnerable, they'll take advantage like predators in a goddamn jungle looking for their victim or prey. I never imagined that my life in Texas and in the United States, I'm shocked at the way people behave. Very predatory here. Very much like predators, sharks, you know, everybody's competing, all these fucking labor. It's like there's not a lot of intellect in this neighborhood. There's very few people who have very much intellect. And so it's very difficult for me to have a goddamn conversation about something of intellect because they're all rushing to, they're all like, these people are like, I don't know how to describe it, but I don't feel that I belong here. I don't fit in, and I don't care to fit in here. I don't want to be here. It's not where I belong. It's been completely fucking disastrous for me here. No matter what I've done, no matter who I am, they just can't stand me, and I don't fucking care. I don't care because I'm not gonna change who I am to cater to a bunch of fucking predatory type people who can't stand me just for being who I am or just because of who I whatever. And that's the mentality of at least in the goddamn East Side. Sorry, no, I'm not. You know what? No, it's the way it is. It is the truth that I'm talking about. These people have this antiquated sense of mentality where, oh, you're an outsider. You didn't grow up here. Who are you? Why are you in this neighborhood? What's wrong? What's a white bitch like you doing here? This is what they've done to me here. People I don't even know just asking me fucking questions, giving me dirty looks everywhere I go, treat me like shit. Like horror, and I never did a goddamn thing to these people to deserve that. Except being too goddamn nice is a problem. So don't be nice to people just because you think they're gonna reciprocate, because that's not how it really is when you're thrown into a goddamn jungle with a bunch of fucking sharks. Or not a jungle with sharks, but a jungle with like monsters or whatever you want to call it. But Jesus Christ, I'm telling you, thank God I have the ability to think for myself and to see what's going on and to see the big picture of how it's all about control, financial control, exploitation, financial exploitation, sexual exploitation in my case as well. But no one believes. It's like I could sit here and yap all fucking day and try to get credibility or try to get legal help, and nobody's going to believe me because they already have figured out that, well, you know what, I believe myself, and maybe there are some intelligent enough people to understand this kind of human trafficking shit is real. I don't have to prove myself to any of these people. I don't have to because I know the truth. I see it. I've got the documents to prove it. There's got to be a paper trail. There's got to be a good forensic accountant out there who can figure out what happened in Kerrville with that probate bullshit fake ass case that they fucking stole my money as well, So yeah, I'm just saying, don't fucking trust your instincts. Trust your instincts.